It's time for our best and worst of the week here on Match Night. Wheeler, Wilson, Conway with you. This news is brutal. Sydney Collins trying to return from a broken leg. Fractured her other leg in training this week. She is out of the Canadian picture for the Olympics. Who's this? Andy Petrillo putting out X crushing news. How is she?
What does she know what she's talking about?
Were you there when she was writing this?
I don't know.
Who is this person?
Probably was. I don't.
It is like, imagine just not only breaking your leg, but then breaking the other leg. Oh man, this usually only happens in like mafia hit jobs when you owe someone money. So we wish her all the best. Means that Desiree Scott is being called in as an alternate, not Olivia Smith. Des Scott.
Yeah, I'm a bit gutted. I felt like Olivia Smith was right on the bubble to make an appearance, the 19-year-old. But going with Des Scott, who obviously has had a huge career for Canada. But for me, with Bev Priestman, I really thought she was going to go Olivia Smith route.
Congrats, I guess you say, despite the circumstances. Gabby Carl now gets brought up to the 18 for the Canadian Olympic team. While we're on national teams, get these comments by Uli Hoeneß, who is the honorary president of Bayern Munich, former president as well, on Lamine Yamal, according to Bild. The way he does things left and right, I wish Alphonso Davies could do that
Shots
too.
fired. Shots fired.
This is a very public contract negotiation. Davies' contract runs through June 2025, and Hoeneß said that Davies isn't getting any more money. They're not going to offer him any more either. Just part of contract negotiations? John?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously there was speculation he's moving somewhere already. Obviously they're trying to get what they can out of him. Maybe they're just stirring the pot, letting him know he's gone.
In fairness, though, Davies is a completely different player than Yamal. Like, it just seems like an unnecessary slight on a player that's been very good for you over the last 5 years.
100%. Like, for me, it's uncalled for. He plays on the right, cuts it on his left foot. Different type of players, for sure.
Yeah, it's just a penny for Davies' thoughts here. Because, again, I don't think that Davies would mind if they run out his contract, because that's honestly what players prefer. They can get paid a little bit more and choose their own adventure from there.
Big time, because you run it out and then you can just cash
the
all
world's
that money.
yours.
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly. So we'll see. Might be some comments that Hoeneß comes back to regret. The under-20s, the Concacaf Championship is ongoing. Canada started off with a 2-2 draw against Honduras. Difficult pitch conditions. How about this from Santiago Lopez? Really exciting young player, plays in Liga MX, scored the free kick goal. Canada was up 2-0 in this game, though, Jordan.
Nah, the 2-2, but the goal, we got to talk about that goal last. So what is this, like 25, 26 yards out, John? Really wraps his foot around it to get them on the board.
Good finish.
Got to seal the deal.
Good finish. Obviously disappointing to get a draw there, but, the fields look terrible, by the way. I saw the U.S. game, and it was horrendous, the pitch that they were playing on.
And the thing is, I think that these players deserve better, because there's some very good young players for Canada and elsewhere across this tournament. To the Canadian Premier League we go. Benjamin Mora, we've already discussed him on the show. This guy is shushing. He's now got to the shushing level 7 games in of Ashton Gotby in Langley. There he is. Keep it down. I love stuff like this, especially when it comes to the coaches, Jordan.
It seems like with Benjamin that Ashton got under his skin a little bit. But as a player, I'll speak. You want someone that comes with a bit of presence, shushing the other manager. Now the next time you play, I'm coming in, Johnny.
Yeah,
maybe I'm backing up, but I'm coming in hard.
There's going to be some action in the
I
next
love
game
that.
with this.
Bring a little spice.
If there are all the Spanish-speaking people out there, if you're lip reading that was some serious words going on to Ashton Gotby there.
That's
but
hilarious.
Interesting that he comes in, he's 7 games into his career, and he's already just woofing on other coaches and letting people know.
Mixing it up.
Yeah,
I like it.
No loving. Like, we need some of this stuff, some sandpaper in the Canadian Premier League. Did you see this in the Brazilian League? Flamengo was playing Criciúma, and a Criciúma player put a second ball in the player, just played it straight towards the ball on the field, which denied a goal-scoring chance, and a penalty was given in a situation like this. Do you have context to what was doing? Because I think this is the right decision that was made by the referee, John.
Yeah, absolutely the right decision. The referee has to make this call and point to the penalty spot. It stops a direct scoring opportunity. It's like fouling somebody when they're going the goal, right? Like, what is it?
Look at this.
That's unbelievable.
Like, it's pretty genius, right? But the call has to be made. But I think it was like a really smart decision by the players. Like, how can I stop him? And so at least he gets bonus points there. So
I will say technically it's hard to, it looks close to do the pass, but under pressure as well, just to hit the 5-yard pass and stop a player.
What if it was like a water bottle and like your goalkeeper at the ball?
That's so great.
So
Any means necessary, baby.
you're gonna have to rewrite the laws of the game and write that in. Well done there. Richie Laryea got the goal last night to give Toronto FC a derby win in the 401 derby over CF Montreal. After the break, we're going to discuss the League's Cup. MLS clubs, no regular season games for a month. How do we feel about that? That's coming up next on Match Nights. This is the final score presented by TonyBet. Here's a reminder of how things finished up this weekend in the Canadian Premier League. Remember, you can win $100,000 or a trip to the 2024 CPL Final by playing TonyBet's CPL Predictor. Visit predictor.campl.ca for more info. Switching gears, MLS regular season play is on hold for the next month, incredibly, as the League's Cup kicks off this week. Last year was a smash hit. It coincided with Lionel Messi joining Major League Soccer, and his Inter Miami side ended up winning this tournament. Although there's excitement that comes around, MLS sides playing Liga MX sides in this tournament, and it worked out well last time. Putting the brakes on your regular season for a month in the heart of the season is quite the move. Do you understand this? Is it worth it? Clearly, money's coming in, which is a big thing for Major League Soccer. But I just wonder how fans across the league feel about it.
Yeah, personally, I don't like it. I think if they're going to do this, I think they could spread it out throughout the year and kind of mix it in that way.
Like an FA Cup type?
Correct.
Yeah.
But this is a product that used to sell money, and the league makes money. And I think if the eventuality is the test run to there being a combined MLS Liga MX league. And I think what they're doing is testing out with this and see how it goes. Again, I think it really puts a weird spin on the season. I always felt there was always a weird spin with the international breaks towards the last third of the year, with September and October being two big breaks for national team stuff, and that's right in the playoff lead up and sometimes in the playoff run where you got big gaps between games, and I think you lose a little bit there, but I think this loses a lot. It's the middle of the summer, and there's a lot of action that goes on in the summer, and you've built all this up to this point, and now it kind of goes away.
It's really interesting, the whole idea of a potential super league, because that's what that would be. MLS joining Liga MX, an idea which fans essentially rebelled against in Europe, which made them take a step back. Is this something that would work? I think it would make a lot of money. It would work from a financial perspective. But once again, is this really what the people, what the fans want to see?
Listen, in the U.S., when any of the Mexican teams come up, the stadiums are packed with Mexican fans.
And the television contracts.
And the television contracts are massive in Mexico. And I think owners look at that and go, how do we get advantage, or how do we get our hands on that? And I think this is a product that they're putting together to do that. Do I think it's a good idea? I'm still hesitant at this point. I think there's still some logistics they need to figure out. There's going to be a lot of teams involved. We spoke about this at one point, Wheels. Is there going to be promotion and relegation? I do think, though, that the owners are going, man, that's big money. Can I get my hands on that money? And how am I going to get their hands on that Mexican TV money? And that's how they're going to do it. They're going to create a league. And again, this is a tester. This is the test. There's been rumors about this for years that this could be an eventuality. I still think it's years off, but again, this is the second or third year of this league. Second year?
Second year of this competition.
Second year of this competition. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, anyone who's not following the MLS, they'll go and ask, and they'll say, why is there not promotion and relegation? If there was a Super League, what would happen with that? With the 29, 30 teams?
Well, I think that this is the way they can justify to the owners having promotion relegation, because so much money will come in that they'll be covered. That's how I think you can get around it. And there'd be a lot of teams, and travel would be difficult, even more than it is now. But is that the way that you divide up the pie? That's the question.
Big question.
But I think that is the next evolution. What is required in American football and maybe that's their way of executing
Yeah,
it.
I think you can do it. You can line it up by date times. Eastern, Central, West. Set the leagues up that way. And I think it could work. But again, it's going to depend on the logistics and the amount of money.
Compelling. It all kicks off this week. We'll see if Lionel Messi, if he plays and when he's ready to play, whether them and Inter Miami can retain their title. Cavalry won. Forge won. A really good match today. A really good Sunday in the Canadian Premier League. It was a 2-2 draw between Atletico and Valor before that as well. That's all for us. We'll be back next week with another episode of Match Night. On behalf of Jordan Wilson and John Conway and our entire fantastic team here at One Soccer, I am Gareth Wheeler. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Canada.